This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
See, mysterious old devil. I wonder what's going to happen. Either way, I don't think it'll be as good as that planet near Alpha Centauri 12. They've invented cars already. Diary ends. Life on Earth, 3.5 billion BC. It only took the Earth about 1 billion years to form the first strands of life, which is not bad considering it takes children almost that long to put on their shoes. The surrounding solar system had coalesced into huge lumps of rock which floated aimlessly through the void. The Earth itself was created when these lumps collided with each other randomly in violent, messy explosions, a pattern of reproduction the human race has adopted ever since. For the first 1 billion years or so, it spent its time bubbling away as molten rock and sulfur, but eventually it cooled down into a viscous ocean of warm water and amino acids. This so-called primordial soup, still considered a delicacy in Japan, contained the basic ingredients that allowed the formation of life. The first pond life was not, as is commonly assumed, the news desk on the late-lamented News of the World, but minute single-celled bacteria known as prokaryotes. They fed on the molecules floating about the primordial sea, and through their metabolism produced hydrogen sulfide, a pungent gas that smells of rotten eggs. Needless to say, they found it hard to get girlfriends, and had to rely on cell division, or mitosis, for reproduction. Conversations round the soup bowls would go like this. "Oh, Jesus Christ, Jeff, have you just metabolized in here again? Can't you just hold it in? Don't you start, Peter. Mary's been going on at me all day about that. She says she wants to split up. Again, how many offspring does that woman need?" Like many lovelorn folk, Jeff and his prokaryote friends consoled themselves by binge soup-eating. So desperate were their love lives, however, that eventually the soup began to run short, creating massive queues at the supermarket. This became the Earth's first ecological crisis. In response to said crisis, a new kind of cell, blue-green algae, developed, which was able to absorb light directly from the sun to make its own food. This process, photosynthesis, created oxygen as a byproduct, which had the added benefit of being poisonous to stinky prokaryotes like Jeff. The slow build-up of oxygen eventually began to alter the composition of the Earth's atmosphere towards the breathable proportions of today. It also created an ozone layer which acted as a shield to protect the Earth from the sun's powerful ultraviolet rays, eventually allowing the algae to sunbathe topless on Bondi Beach. With the prokaryotes dying out or being forced to slink away into dark corners, there was space in the world for some new kids on the block. It took another 1.5 billion years to happen, but eventually more sophisticated single-celled organisms arrived, such as amoebas, which could boast their own nuclei and chromosomes. This allowed a more complex form of mitosis, encompassing the basic biological principles of sexual reproduction, a point of not inconsiderable pride to amoebas. Then, after another 1 billion or so years, in 650 million BC, came the first multicellular organisms, like worms and jellyfish. The Earth, too, had evolved considerably, getting closer to the place we know today. There was much less volcanic activity, and the patches of land that had existed before had coalesced into 2 giant continents called Gondwanaland and Laurasia, so named in the 1960s when LSD was popular. There followed a proliferation of vegetable life, and much of the landmass became covered in forests and swamp. Animals, too, emerged, spiders and insects first, and later reptiles and mammals. Then, around 250 million BC, almost everything died. Scientists are unsure exactly what caused the mass extinction, but the most recent theory has pointed the finger at a rogue volcano in Siberia, possibly secretly controlled by the Russians. Whatever the truth of the matter, over a period of 1 million years, roughly 95% of all marine life and 70% of land life died out. After 4 billion years of tireless evolution, the Earth was understandably disappointed by this turn of events, and briefly toyed with the idea of giving up on life altogether and taking up a career as a planet-killing asteroid instead. But fortunately, the old blue planet was made of sturdy stuff, and soon hit back with the perfect riposte: dinosaurs. The Age of the Dinosaurs, 245 million BC. The Age of the Dinosaurs was without doubt the single coolest time in the Earth's history, and that includes the 1966 World Cup in England. Dinosaurs were so cool, in fact, that at the age of 36, I still wish I was one. These mighty beasts ruled the Earth for 165 million years, which is about 164.9 million years more than humans have managed so far, and only died out when they were smacked in the face by a giant meteor. Even the way they became extinct was cool. Paleontologists have discovered thousands of fossilized fragments scattered all over the world, leading them to believe there must have been millions of these fearsome creatures roaming the earth, or one great big one, perhaps. To explain about all of them would be long, complicated, and almost as boring as